Sonic the Hedgehog. It's another Flashback Friday, and as promised, I'm going to talk about Gauntlet. Besides, if I don't talk about Gauntlet, my neighbors will be really upset with me.
Talk about Gauntlet, Dr. Scott.
Take it easy, folks. I'm getting to it right now. They're really intense, but they throw the raddest barbecues. I remember one time...
Talk about Gauntlet now!
Okay, here's Gauntlet on Game Closet's Flashback Friday. And I will bring the potato salad later, all right? Gauntlet hit arcades in 1985, and it was huge. Over 7,800 4-player machines flew out of the warehouse and into arcades. Then, Atari made a smaller 2-player version for the cheapskate arcade owners who didn't have enough dough for the 4-player machine. Gauntlet is a roguelike game where you and up to 3 friends, or 1 friend if you're playing on the cheapskate model, play as fantasy heroes exploring dungeons, grabbing treasure, and fighting monsters. Each player is assigned a specific spot on the control panel, and plunking in more quarters can give players' characters more health. And the all-seeing narrator voice in-game belts out instructions and warns you as you go.
Blue Warrior needs food badly.
It's a really ingenious way to keep the game going and for the arcades to keep emptying arcade players' pockets. Gauntlet was raking in quarters like it was the 1985 arcade version of OnlyFans, except instead of suggestive subscriptions, it was just endless
Wizard needs sustenance badly.
and people throwing in their donations. Gauntlet was a money-printing, award-winning machine, and naturally it smashed its way into home systems like the NES, Apple II, Commodore 64, and a bunch more. And of course, sequels followed. Gauntlet 2, Third Encounter, Final Quest, and then Gauntlet 4. So 1998 rolls around, and Atari and Midway decide to bring Gauntlet into the modern age with Gauntlet Legends. Imagine 4-player action, but now in full 3D. They pumped up the visuals, updated the iconic sounds, and even added this killer medieval-inspired music. But the money printing didn't stop with the original Gauntlet. Oh no. The Mint kept printing mad stacks of cash when Gauntlet Legends spilled over onto the Nintendo 64 in 1999 with 4-player multi-playing fun. The PlayStation port was just a few months away, but it got kneecapped by only having the option for 2 players. It didn't help that it received mixed reviews by critics and gamers alike because of its dumbed-down 32-bit graphics and lack of being able to party like the N64 and Dreamcast ports. But fear not, gentle viewers, the Sega Dreamcast port also burst onto the scene in 2000 with the ability to give you and 3 friends a 4-player dungeon ass-kicking good time in 128-bit awesomeness. Mwah. Oh, Nintendo 64, you really were that mediocre-looking girl we dated until a smarter and better-looking one came along, weren't you? But the fun didn't stop there. Gauntlet Legends took some vitamins, went to college, and bam! Later in 2000,
Gauntlet. Dark Legacy.
clawed its way into arcades with all the monster-killing goodness of Legends and a crap ton of expansion goodies, including new levels, characters, loot, and character abilities, plus combo attacks. Oh boy! It was like getting a brand new game without getting a brand new game. Sort of like adding a packet of Kool-Aid to water. Dark Legacy found its way to home consoles like the PS2 in 2001 and the Xbox and GameCube in 2002. Better late than never, right? The home versions had a few bugs, but you got mostly a playable port of Gauntlet Dark Legacy in your living room, so stop your bitching. Dark Legacy was now available on 6th-gen consoles, and for the most part, gamers and critics alike were happy enough with the results. Happy enough that another Gauntlet game would soon be in production for 6th-gen consoles. And in 2005, Gauntlet 7 Sorrows came crawling out of the dungeons for a swipe at gamers and even gave us the ability to play co-op online. People keep complaining about the lack of stuff to play on PS5 and the Xbox Series X, but with an original Xbox and the Insignia replacement servers, you too can play 7 Sorrows online right now, and you don't have to pay that jackass Phil Spencer a damn dime to do it. Now that is sticking it to the man. 7 Sorrows shifted the gameplay to a more story-driven, narrative-focused experience with a darker tone. While it attempted to modernize the franchise with updated graphics and gameplay mechanics, it received mixed reviews. Some of the mechanics that players enjoyed with Legends and Dark Legacy, like the central hub for players to upgrade characters, were omitted. That change and others led to sad players and lower sales. And that was the last we heard of Gauntlet for 9 whole years. Warner Brothers Interactive harpooned Midway. Get over here! And now owning both Mortal Kombat and Gauntlet, Warner Brothers had plans for both IPs.
Finish him!
Whoa, 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 nobody said anything about finishing anybody.
You are next, YouTube boy.
You want to finish moi, the host of this channel? The guy who's been bringing you the best video game videos on YouTube? I've faced tougher bosses than you, pal. Developer Arrowhead Game Studios rebooted Gauntlet and Warner Brothers Interactive published. It launched on Windows in 2014, and the PlayStation 4 version dubbed Gauntlet Slayer Edition followed a year later. Oh, this Gauntlet and kids, right? It's a home market exclusive, and I had no clue it existed when it released. My son, the digital whisperer, bless his digital native heart, told me about it. Digital stores? For me? Forget about it. For me, they're like digging into infinite scrolling websites, but for games. How in the hell does anyone find anything in those digital store rabbit holes anyway? I'd rather dig through a landfill. Well, at least I'd find something tangible then. Anyway, I'm wandering down my own personal rabbit hole, so let's get back to Gauntlet Slayer Edition, bless its pixelated heart. It got a bit of a mixed reception. Now some folks, the enlightened ones, saw the arcade spirits shining through. Then there were those reviewers, the ones who apparently play games with their eyes closed. They said it lacked substance. Like what? Did they miss the part where you're hacking and slashing through hordes of monsters? Clearly they needed more Gauntlet cut and less of whatever they were smoking. Listen, for a few bucks, you get a new Gauntlet game with up to 4 players, new monsters and maps, including some that are randomly generated. This game should be a dungeon crawler's wet dream, but some up in their review penthouses always want their monster slaying games to be served with beluga caviar and Bollinger champagne served on a silver platter. Those snobs. Is Gauntlet Slayer Edition a game made in a dungeon crawler heaven? Is it a utopia of our monster slaying dreams? Is it the be-all and end-all of Gauntlet games?
No, don't be stupid.
Absolutely not, but it's a great entry in the Gauntlet franchise. Most hack and slash dungeon crawlers have the same basic formula anyway. We are just looking for great functionality, a lighter RPG upgrade tree, and some interesting creatures and bosses to send back to hell. Gauntlet Slayer Edition was a soft reboot of sorts for the franchise because the classic Gauntlet characters returned with unique abilities, up to 4 players could play, and included online co-op this time around. And it was all built with the motivation to modernize the classic arcade game with today's graphics and gameplay mechanics. An interesting story always helps, but we don't want to get bogged down with too much story. That's what family reunions, soap operas, and JRPGs are for, right? Gauntlet has had a long and healthy life from the arcade to our homes, and hopefully we will see another entry very soon because at this point in time we haven't heard from the Gauntlet franchise for 11 years. That's a long vacation for a successful franchise cash cow, and hopefully Gauntlet won't be breaking any hiatus or development hell records.
This is great potato salad.
Nah, it's not bad. Many thanks to Dad Jokes and Dragons for collaborating with me on this project. Follow them on TikTok.com at Dad Jokes and Dragons.
I don't know the line.
Oh, hi. I hope you found the new game to play here today, and I'll be bringing you a whole bunch more in a future video. Plus, there are tons more videos on the channel for you to check out. Check out these links below, like the epic review for Knight Rider the game for PlayStation 2, and this hilarious playlist, guaranteed laughs or your money back.
But your videos are free to watch.
Well, then it's a frickin' bargain. So go on, watch another Game Closet video, and we'll see you very, very soon. Go on, watch now. Chicka chicka.